Hi, I'm Craig. And have you heard of the doll with the growing hair?
Hi, I'm Kylie, and you better let me out of here.
Hi, I'm Shandy, and I don't think Harold is evil. He's just misunderstood. And this is Seance with My Siblings. Plural. Haunted Dolls 2. The Dolls Come Home.
Welcome to the Seance.
Special
Right.
guest.
I might have Samantha today. Why is it doing
I don't
that?
know.
Okay.
Oh well.
Stop freaking out.
Okay,
There. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
ghost updates.
Yes.
Do you wanna go
Okay,
first?
I will start. So, in my apartment, there is a hallway with all the other rooms and bathrooms.
Okay.
And the other or what morning was it? It was just Friday morning. I came home in the morning, and all the lights were out, and the hallway door was open, and I walked to the end of the hallway towards where my door is on the other side, and there was a black figure in the mirror.
Gross.
And I had also seen a black figure in my room a couple nights prior.
Like just like a shadow figure?
Like a shadow
Oh,
figure.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Spooky.
And I hadn't realized... I didn't like necessarily realize that's what it was in my room, because it was like dark, and the car lights will like move in my room, because the blinds aren't like super... They're just like the... What is it called? Like the normal blinds.
Like this.
Like this.
Is it slates?
Slates, yeah, slates. But yeah, I've seen that shadow figure a couple times now, and I also saw it in the massage room I was working in the other day.
You
Oh,
have
it's
a
on
cleaner.
So I think, yeah, that it's definitely attached itself to me, and I don't know why, or where
what.
it's from, or what I did to get it.
Sometimes you
living
don't have
your
to do
life.
Sometimes,
anything.
yeah, true.
Just existing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, okay. That's fun.
So what do you want to do about it?
I thought about saging when I saw it in the hallway with my sage spray, but I hadn't done that yet. I just need to do it. I hadn't seen
I'll
it
get
since.
to it. I'll get to it.
Yeah.
So it's not
I feel like
menacing
it's-
enough to.
Be scared.
I feel like it's like attached, like also in the apartment as well, though.
So it might be from the apartment, but it now follows you around.
Oh.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It doesn't feel dark or anything. It kind of feels like it's just observing. So nothing
Okay.
like...
Do we talk to it first before we try to get rid of it?
maybe. Because, like, that's why I didn't, like, sage right away, because I was like, oh, it's not, like, an issue. Like, it's not doing anything too scary. It's not, like,
not
hovering
causing
over me at night.
problems.
Yeah. Not causing any problems, so... Yeah.
I have heard shadow people like to watch.
Right, they
yeah,
do.
they're
Oh,
Curious.
Yes. Like,
Yeah. They lurk. They lurk.
and
And
they
I-
certainly be lurking right now.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if it's also an extension of my roommate's, like, area that he's, like, in, if that makes sense.
So it's like bleeding out of his
Yeah,
stuff?
like, of what... Yeah.
Whatever he's got going on.
Uh-huh. But he just has it a wee bit messy, like...
So it's like a track.
So it's kind of like, yeah, I think it's like,
Is his
if that makes sense.
personal energy messy too?
Very much so.
Aha. Okay. Okay, it could just be, yeah, they're attracted to your roommate's energy and mess, and is like, oh, who's this witch over here?
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
they can
I
see me.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
right. It's
followed
like,
your roommate for his dill, but then found you.
And
And
it's like, oh, this person can see me.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's one of my theories anyway.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Well, as long as you're okay
Yeah.
and it's not scary.
It's not bothersome, so...
Okay, well, if it gets bothersome,
Yeah, we'll
then we will.
obliterate it.
Yeah.
Blast it right out of
But sometimes I like to figure out what's going on before I'm just like, no, leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like if it's anything like,
Yeah.
not crazy bad or anything.
Exactly.
Well, just like whatever's in my basement has been there. It's not even human. It's been there forever.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't really get rid of you,
Yeah.
but we can be nice to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Coexist.
Yes. And speaking of coexisting with the basement entity,
Ooh.
the other morning, I was leaving for work and turning off all the lights in the house. And my house is really old, so it's got some electronic quirks, like some quirks with the lights and stuff, because it's old as shit.
Yes.
So in the basement, there's like that main room where my washer and dryer are, and there's a light switch in there for the main light there.
Okay.
And if you use that light switch to turn it off or on, the upstairs light switch doesn't work anymore.
Okay, because it's like off in the basement.
Yes.
So.
Or on in the basement, so you can't control it from upstairs.
Okay.
So if it's off, you can't turn it back on upstairs. And if it's on in the basement, you can't turn it off from upstairs.
So you have to go all the way down.
Yes, and
okay.
physically turn it off, and then you can use the upstairs light switch.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so I turned the light off. I saw, looked down the stairs, saw the light turn off. Then I'm, finishing stuff up, and me and Luke are getting ready to leave. And I look back down the stairs, and the light's on. And I'm like, that's... What? Am I, on crack? I swear I turned that off. So I try to turn it off from upstairs. Won't turn off. And I was like, oh, you silly.
You silly.
Turning it back on. Sorry, okay, you don't want the light off. That's fine. Oh, so yeah. That's
Nice.
the latest update of my house.
I always in my head, I'm like, I don't have any updates, but the normal person, what I go through on the day-to-day, I guess, would be considered, an experience.
Yeah.
So, I do actually have an update when I thought I didn't.
You're like, wait a minute.
But it's just, so mundane at this point that it doesn't, it's not...
Anything.
Yeah. Just, knocks and clicks and lurker shadows in the hallway.
Yeah, the norm.
Yeah, the norm.
But for other people, that is not their norm.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you doing? Run! And you're like, this is fine. This is fine.
I do? Okay. So I have a theory.
Oh, yes.
Remember Dave? Or David?
Hi, I'm Dave.
Yes.
I am Dave.
I think Dave is the shadow.
Oh, and he's just hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to learn more about Dave.
We do need to learn more about Dave.
What's he doing? Why is he here? Who is he? Who is Dave?
He's just vibing.
He's just chilling.
Yeah, he doesn't feel bad. It feels good in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that people are like, well, they can trick you. I don't think they could trick all three of us and Chantel.
Yeah.
One of us is going to be like, oh, guys.
Yeah.
Nah.
Also, nothing bad has happened.
No.
So.
It sounds like he just wants you to know he's here.
Yeah.
And wants to be, acknowledged.
Yeah, it's like when a cat rubs its little body between your legs, give me some attention. That's
I'm
what it
here
feels
too.
like.
Yeah, no one likes to be forgotten.
Yeah.
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 Well, everyone, are we ready for some trivia?
Hell
Yeah, some haunted doll trivia.
Woo!
I will fail.
Craig hates
So-
haunted dolls. I hate cryptids.
Yeah.
Craig
No,
hates
haunted
dolls.
dolls. They just get to me.
And I love them. I love them so much. Hooray!
You have
What?
kind of, I guess it's not like a doll, but you have like a haunted object kind of experience, don't you? With your rat.
What?
Ew.
Your rat?
So, do you know those Halloween rats?
Oh, the rubber rats.
Rubber rats.
Smell spooky, scary.
Yeah, and does it make noises? Does it squeak?
No, it was like one of the super old ones that had stuffing in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And it was like...
Oh, like
it
the
was
big, like
big.
from,
Yeah.
like a prop.
Yes,
But they're
like
like
a prop.
rubbery feeling. Yes.
Uh-huh.
I have
Yeah.
one of those. Yes.
Yes.
And, okay, so this doll, this
Rat
prop was up at our, like, or second cousins or something like that, their ranch that we would go to.
Oh, up there?
Yeah.
Oh, at
up
the
there.
ranch.
At
Okay.
the ranch. And it was stashed in, like, our dad had, like, a little storage shed.
Yes,
And,
it did.
it
And it
was
was
just
there?
up in there, but whenever I would go up there and, like, open the door, and the rat would just, like, be sitting there, and I have seen it move. This was, like, for fucking ever ago.
You were just a little guy.
I was just a little boy, yeah. And it would, like, because I was so scared of it, I was also, like, so attracted to it, so I'd, like, go and, like, see, like, does that make sense? Like, I'd go and see what it was doing, like, and I swear I would hear it, like, scratching on the door, and, like, just being absolutely disgusting, and one time, yeah, no, it scared the shit out of me. I think it's because, was it Carson and you?
Yeah.
Like, would pull pranks on me.
We were so mean. We were
You know
so
what?
mean.
Chantel and Morgan did that to Zave.
Yeah, it's just what you do.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Poor Zave. Poor
Aw,
Craig.
Yeah.
The sweetest boys get tortured the
By
most.
the
Yeah.
rat dolls.
By the haunted rats.
Yeah. But, like, it always just had an unsettling feeling, and its tail got ripped off at one point, and the stuffing was just, like,
Yeah.
it was horrific. I can't remember all the things that happened, but I just hated it. Nope. I didn't love it.
It was you and Savannah,
Mm-hmm.
I think,
Oh, definitely.
and you were
yeah.
in there,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys both came running out. And you
Yeah,
were
it
like-
was moving.
You were like, no, you were like, it moved. Like, you guys were
Yeah.
losing your minds.
Like, we saw it fucking move.
Yeah.
And it was just me and Savannah, and, like, Carson and Kylie were outside of the room.
Yeah, I think Erica might have been there too.
Was Erica there?
That
Yeah.
would make sense.
Yeah.
If Savannah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Erica was definitely
All
there
the
too
big
then.
mean girls were there
Yeah.
being mean to the little
Yeah,
kids.
literally. Yep. Makes sense. But, like, no one else was in there, and it moved. Like, it scuttered.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love
Yeah,
it.
it
I love
was
it.
gross as
Ew.
shit. I hated
It's
it.
like really this ghost going doo, 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 doo.
Literally,
You
whatever,
Scare the shit out of these kids.
whatever
Little
was, like,
fuckers.
possessing it, knew that I
Hated it
had
so
a
much.
huge fear and, like, I just didn't love it at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's what that was. But, like, it deadass moved. And it was so scary. And it wasn't them, like, pulling a prank either. Like,
No, we were outside.
yeah,
We were
Savannah and I saw
outside.
it move. Yeah. It was scary. Anyway, that's my haunted
best.
object possession.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I am the way I am now.
Give us a kiss, Craig.
No, Samantha.
He doesn't like girls.
Yeah, Samantha,
That's
jeez.
the only reason.
That's the only reason, okay? It's okay.
Not the hauntings.
No, not the haunting.
No.
No.
Those are fine.
Oh man. All right. Who's ready for
What
some
are we?
trivia?
Hooligans.
Hooligans.
Absolute
Absolute
hooligans.
hooligans.
Absolute.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Okay,
Ready? What is the name of the haunted doll that inspired Chucky? I'm going to give you some names to choose from. William, Robert, Charles, or Daniel.
Charles.
Is it Daniel?
Neither.
Oh!
That
was
would
like,
be Robert the doll.
I didn't
Oh,
want to do
dead
that. I'm
ass?
like, that's too obvious.
There's no way that wasn't. That's crazy work. Like, they're not even, like, the same.
No,
Well,
but it's
but
what
it's
inspired.
Fine, but, like, yeah, okay.
Fine.
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 What is the name of the haunted doll that caused an airplane crash in Zimbabwe in 1979?
I feel like I've heard that one.
Mandy, Annabelle, Peggy, or Terry Sue?
Oh,
Mandy?
was it not Peggy?
It was Peggy.
It was Peggy.
It was Peggy.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Goes in my brain and then
Mood,
leaves when I don't
literally
need it
same.
anymore.
Literally same.
That was rude of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she made my car break and gave Peter a bloody nose.
So,
That doll, no thanks.
Yeah, no.
she's
that,
spooky.
Absolute love to you, Peggy. Don't come for us.
Yeah, go listen to that episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our Haunted Dolls Part 1.
Part 1. Not
It's a
coming
good
home.
one. It's a banger.
It is a
It is a
banger.
banger.
What type of doll was Annabelle?
I know this one.
A Raggedy Ann, Cupid doll, American Girl doll, or Cabbage Patch Kid?
You went to first, Craig.
I'm gonna say Cabbage Patch Kid.
No, she was a Raggedy Ann.
No, I know. I just wanted you to be able to answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're sweet.
I thought that's why you were making me go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That is exactly why.
Period.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Aw. Thanks for playing along.
Of course.
Ooh.
Okay. What is the name of the haunted doll that was found on the grave of a little girl
Oh.
in Mexico? Pupa, La Pascualita,
not the
Tommy, or Maria?
I want to say Pupa.
It was Pupa.
Or I would have
Is
said
that
Maria.
on the Island of Dolls?
It does not specify. It just said on a grave of a little
Okay.
girl in Mexico.
Okay.
I've heard that story. I'm trying to remember it right now, but my brain is not cooperating.
That's okay.
We also talked about La Pascualita
We did
in
our-
that episode.
uh-huh.
The Haunted Dolls.
Ooh, she's
She's the little
Woof.
spooky.
Even though she's a mannequin,
She's a mannequin.
she's still a haunted doll. Like,
Yes.
she still counts.
She does count.
She
We
counts.
decided.
Yes.
Yes.
If we say so.
Then it has
Then
to
it
be
counts.
true. Yeah.
Confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We ready
Ooh,
to get
hell
into
yeah.
Let's
it?
do it.
Oh, shit. We're going to talk, well, I'm going to yap at your ear holes about Harold, the haunted
Harold.
doll, as made kind of famous on Ghost Adventures. So, a man named Anthony has been chronicling the activity around a doll named Harold. He has a YouTube channel simply called Anthony Quinanta. That doesn't seem to be active anymore. I think when I was researching, the last post I saw was like from 8 years ago.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
So he hasn't been active in a minute.
Yeah, and he's, I don't know, I have thoughts.
Okay.
To me, Harold looks like a cute little bean. People disagree with me.
Yeah.
People heavily disagree with me.
A
but
haunted
whatever.
bean.
He's a cute little haunted bean.
Yeah.
He appears to be a composition doll, which was later confirmed by one of the owners. We'll read about that later on. Well, I will read to you about that later on. And he has a cloth body. So Anthony's journey with Harold the doll began in 2004 when he won an eBay auction from a woman named Kathy. Anthony reports that when Harold was delivered to him, the delivery driver said, "I have a monster for you."
Oh my god.
How did this person know? Whatever. Who knows?
I've heard that once or twice. Just kidding.
Oh, correct!
I had to.
Lucky.
It was too funny.
Lucky
I had to.
Anyway, speaking of trouser goblins, just kidding. We're not talking about that at all.
No, haunted dolls.
Haunted dolls.
Come on,
Haunted
Greg.
dolls, Greg. Get vitamin D out of your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Harold has even been on an episode of Ghost Adventures. And when I Googled it, the Travel Channel said Season 9, Episode 6, 10/25/14, Isle of the Dolls. However, when I went to watch it on Amazon Prime, it's actually on Season 12, Episode 4. So I think it depends on where you're watching it.
Okay.
They
Which
always
is
do
bizarre.
that.
Yeah.
Right? Weirdo.
Yeah.
How
If
bizarre.
Oh no. Okay. After watching some of Anthony's YouTube videos, one of which was allegedly a ghost box session with Harold. And for those of you who don't know what a ghost box is, it is an electronic device that has a word bank in it that, in theory, a spirit can use to communicate. I think they are useful devices, and you can get more in-depth answers than with a pendulum or dowsing rods, even though we've experienced some spirits who just do not like them and don't want to use them.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Or they're just, like, spouting off nonsense, and you're like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
And that's cool, too. Anyway. After watching an alleged spirit box session with Harold the doll, Anthony, some dude named Ray, who is a self-proclaimed psychic medium, and some lady with a heavy smoker's rasp, which I oddly enjoyed.
Ooh.
The group was asking questions like, what's your name? And show us a sign you are here. You know, typical dumb shit people ask.
Exactly.
The doll answered in a deep, growling voice, giving answers like, you must earn my name.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
And don't make me perform. Ooh. You won't like it.
Shit.
I've heard that one too. Just kidding.
Same. Oh, Lord. What bothers me about the spirit box session is they do not show the spirit box.
Mm-hmm.
Most professional people will have the spirit box. They're filming the haunted object. They have the spirit box so you can see it. Mm-hmm. And so you know it's the box answering.
And not someone with a microphone doing a voice changer.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't even sound like a voice changer.
It was Zach.
No, to be fair, he wasn't there that time.
Oh, good.
Shit.
I think it was one of the two men there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we all know, anyone who's heard a spirit box knows, oh, sorry. I'll get to that. Okay, so in this spirit box session, like I said, they don't show the spirit box. Only Harold is in frame, and he's in a suitcase. They keep this poor haunted boy in a suitcase. It's super rude.
Poor Harold.
As anyone who has used a spirit box knows, the voice the spirit box uses is pre-programmed. It typically sounds like an electronic male or female voice, depending on what brand you buy. It's a very electronic sounding voice. It does not sound like a real person at all.
It's Siri.
Yes. Yeah. Either male Siri or girl
Male
Siri. Male or female Siri voice sounding. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. In my personal opinion, the session was a complete fake, and the group is trying to make up stories to scare people. Like, it was obviously just ridiculous. And it was an older video. It was from, like, 8 years ago. So before maybe a lot of people had seen or heard a spirit box before. So I think that's how they got away with it. Mm-hmm. So, Harold's lore, according to Zach on the episode of Ghost Adventures, is an old man bought the doll for his young son. The son loves the doll intensely, but as these stories go, the boy dies. Sorry. The boy dies while holding the doll. After the boy's death, strange things begin to happen. The father kept the doll in the boy's room as a part of a shrine to him. However, the man and his remaining family began to hear the doll laughing.
Ooh. I don't like the laughing.
I hate it when dolls laugh.
I think it's kind of cute.
It's
I kind of like it.
spooky scary.
So the doll was taken to a priest who told the man the doll was possessed and must be burned.
The doll told the man?
The priest, sorry. The doll was taken to a priest who told the man the doll was possessed and must be burned.
The doll's like, burn me. Burn me, daddy.
Metal!
Yeah.
That's I love you. Metal!
No, that's I love you.
Oh, that's I love this. Okay.
I-L-Y.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I failed today. Happy Easter.
Happy oh, yeah, we're recording this on Easter, but it won't come out till like the end of May. We've got lots going on in May.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
Hella exciting.
Okay, so the man tried to do this, but surprise, surprise, the doll would not burn.
Surprise, surprise.
The man took Harold to a flea market and sold him.
Because that's what you do.
Well, yeah, if you
with the
can't get rid
haunted
of a haunted doll, you just sell it to someone
give it to
else,
someone
and
else,
then it's someone else's problem.
Exactly.
Allegedly, one woman who owned Harold showed him to a friend who looked directly into Harold's eyes, and a month later was discovered to have a brain tumor and died.
spooky.
Yes. Zach reports that Harold will smile and talk to people.
Ooh.
That sounds charming. Just no
Depends
brain
on what he
tumors.
said.
Yeah.
Zach didn't elaborate. So, in this episode, Zach and his team were going to the island of haunted dolls in Mexico. So they took Harold to the island with them.
Okay.
But first, they visited a psychic medium in Mexico City.
Okay.
Okay.
She is a beautiful woman wearing a purple blouse embroidered with silver beading. Just epic outfit with some purple velvet leggings.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not overly done, but woo-woo enough to help us believe she is a psychic.
Slay.
LOL. She tells Zach and Aaron that there are 5 entities attached to Harold. She states the spirits can make you sick if you piss them off. She didn't say piss off. She said if you anger them. She's very dignified. And she's speaking Spanish, and there's a translator. So, whatever. I don't know what she really said. That's what the translator said she said.
Yeah.
It's like, these stupid gringos. Let's fuck with them. I don't think that's what she said. I think I would have picked up on some of those words, like gringo. I know enough Spanish to not know Spanish.
Yeah.
She warned Zach and his team to be good to Harold or he will retaliate. The psychic told them some other things to validate that she is legit. She was apparently in contact with the man spirit who started the island of dolls. Ooh. She gave them instructions of things that the spirit Don Julio, the guy who started the island, wants them to do to honor him and the other spirits of the island.
Okay.
When Zach was leaving the psychic's home, he was experiencing pain in his left arm. Upon investigating, he found 3 small pricks. They're like right here. So it was like boom, boom, boom.
So like 3 lined up on his forearm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're kind of closer together. The one in the middle looked more like a bruise.
Ooh.
So, upon investigating, he found 3 small pricks in a row that he could not explain. He concluded it must be because he took Harold out of the suitcase and held him. He also stated that the owner of Harold told him to be careful of Harold's left arm, as it is about to fall off. Zach took this as confirmation that Harold is the culprit, as he didn't listen and wasn't as careful as he could have been with Harold. And as per usual, spooky, scary wackiness ensued on the Island of Dolls for the Ghost Adventures team.
Aaron, go in that dark hole.
Aaron, hold that doll covered in tarantulas.
Yeah.
Pretty good episode, worth a watch. So, I did find a Facebook post about Harold from one of the past owners named Kathy, and she was the woman who sold Harold to Anthony on eBay.
Okay.
So, Kathy Haruch. I googled how to say this. I listened to the video. I gave myself a phonetic spelling. Okay, Kathy.
Close enough.
Yep, Kathy says this about her time with Harold. I was the second owner of this doll. I sold it to Anthony Quinata in 2004 and he has had it. Oh. It's Peter.
Peter.
Hi, Peter.
And he has had it ever since. The first time it sold, the winner didn't pay for it. The reserve I put on it was what I paid for it. I knew the person who originally sold it, and I knew it was a hoax. However, strange things began happening as soon as I got it, when I picked it up in Manhattan on my way to a family wedding. In a nutshell, my aunt's wedding was ruined due to health and other issues such as bad food. So everyone got food poisoning at our aunt's wedding.
Wash your hands before you prepare food, guys. E. coli.
And keep it at the temperatures it should be kept at, and only keep it for the length of time it is safe at that temperature.
Yes.
The more you know. There's a rainbow. And a star.
And
Is
a
there a
star.
star?
There's
with
a
rainbow?
star. I'm a star.
Could you hand me my water, please, Craig? Sorry.
Almost heavy.
Yeah, she's dead.
Water break.
This is not joking around. You could kill someone with this.
Literally.
You could bludgeon them to death.
Yes. Okay. And now my phone has went black. Okay. So they were put in the smaller of the 2 reception rooms and were packed in there like sardines. My fiance at the time and I were supposed to go with them on a cruise after their wedding. Like, weird, but okay.
Yeah.
They couldn't go, so we did. Oh, sorry, you can't go on your honeymoon. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
This is starting to sound more and more like they plotted this.
Yeah. I brought the doll on the ship as we were going through the Bermuda Triangle, and I wanted to see if anything happened.
Of course you did.
Because why not?
Nothing physically wrong happened to me. However, I saw my luggage go up the gangplank, and that's the last time I saw it until 10 minutes before leaving the ship.
Great.
I'm guessing he was in her luggage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she just spent the whole time without any clothes or a toothbrush.
Dang.
Oh.
Most cruise ships will have like some stuff you can buy, but at, like not escalated, elevated.
Yeah, it's cruise ship
costs.
prices.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like you're wearing cruise ship merch the whole cruise.
no.
It's all princess cruises.
Carnival. Yeah. So, anywho, instead of flying back with the doll to Dublin, I mailed the doll and was going to have it restored. I was having a dinner party one night, and my fiance's boss's wife wanted to see it as she collected antiques.
Okay.
She told me the approximate age of the doll and how it was made of composition material. They have a very
Okay.
distinct look, everyone. If you have never seen a composition doll before, just Google it. And they're the ones that make the, like, creepiest, crackliest babies as they age, because the composition material crackles.
Ooh, tasty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. So, anyway, the next day they went to Amsterdam and she fell down the stairs, instantly breaking her neck, and was killed instantly. Where?
The person
Who
that
knows?
was supposed to like restore. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Yeah, to help her restore the doll. And so these people, Kathy's fiance's boss, it was his wife that died.
Oh,
So
snap.
they
wow.
allegedly had a roommate named Stefan. Not
Okay.
Kathy, but her fiance's boss and his wife had a roommate named Stefan,
Okay.
who just got a clean bill of health as well as being extremely physically active. So I guess then Stefan moved in with them, Kathy and her fiance, because their boss moved back to South Africa after his wife's death.
Okay.
All of a sudden, this roommate, Stefan, had problems speaking. The doll was kept in his closet. Oh, rude. He went to a specialist to find out, and he had stage 5 cancer of the larynx. He
Oh
was
my
not a
gosh.
smoker. He moved back to Wales and died in hospice care there within 3 months of moving into our home.
That's rough.
That is.
If that's
Harold
real,
is
I
wild
know.
if that's
I
real.
know. I brought this, and we'll.
It's a chonk.
It's a chunk
chonky boy.
of
For our listeners that can't see what it is, it's a chonk of...
obsidian that I collected myself
Hell yeah.
with my own little mitts. Okay,
Slay.
yeah. So, Oh, oof. In Ireland, so Kathy is from Ireland, in general, doesn't have many bugs or creepy crawly spiders. And they seem to all be gathered at my house. I was told to get the doll out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put it in storage at the complex. It was in storage for... I don't know. This is
A day?
It was in storage for 1 day, and I was going through our allotment of storage. I think she meant the doll sat in storage, and one day she was going through her storage.
Gotcha.
And decided to relist the doll on eBay. And included the other things as well. Okay, whatever, Kathy. In fact, the second time I listed it, the Dybbuk box was also for sale. Fun coincidence, I guess. I described everything I'd gone through with that doll, and I listed it as being cursed and not haunted. I would only accept bids from people who were involved in the paranormal and who knew how to use it, because at that time I wasn't as seasoned in this field, nor did my psychic abilities emerge at this point. So apparently now Kathy's a psychic. Good for you, Kathy.
Pop off, Kathy.
Long story short, Anthony won the doll and I mailed it to him from Dublin. About 5 or so, or maybe more, years after I moved back to the States, I decided to find Anthony and give him a call. Seems he had the doll in storage and had taken it out the very day I called him.
Ooh.
You are probably wondering why I am admitting to knowing the doll was a hoax. The person I bought it from was a family friend going to art college, and we were doing well, so we helped him out. He basically made up a fantastic story to sell a $10 item. I bid on the doll, and I was going to restore the doll with some help, and obviously that never happened. So again, why should you believe what I have to say about the doll because I knew it was faked? First of all, I am now a semi-professional investigator. That means I don't get paid for investigations and I charge a very nominal fee for readings. And have investigated throughout Europe. Super fucking haunted. Mm-hmm. Instead of just a family friend, Lorraine Warren was now one of my mentors.
Yeah.
We're squinting at you, Kathy.
Squinting real hard.
Especially since the day I had my psychic awakening. Woo! Lorraine, as well as did Art Bell, had always drummed the concept of the law of attraction into our heads. Basically, my experience and Anthony's might differ. Either there was something lying dormant in the doll, and because it was given so much attention, it allowed whatever dormant to be released and become active. My other theory is that, again, since the doll and its story attracted the demonic and other entities, either demonic or trapped souls, to attach itself to the doll. In fact, my friendship with Anthony had even turned sour. We, especially me, were acting very ugly to one another, a quality I don't normally have. Glad to say that's all in the past now. I hope this post clears what transpired with this object whilst I owned it, and the provenance of this item. So long, Kathy Harusht. I think I got it right. Ish. Adjacent.
Nice.
That time. Mm-hmm. So what do y'all think of Harold? Is he haunted, or was Anthony trying to become the owner of the next Annabelle?
I'm gonna say, because of the Warren's involvement,
Yeah.
it's very much a hoax, and it's very much not probably actually a haunted doll.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
didn't do a lot of the things that other haunted dolls would do. Or, like, it was just, like, deaths and, like, illness, which...
Has Kathy ever considered that she is the cursed item?
Yeah,
Ooh, I
exactly.
love that.
Exactly.
Hey, Kathy, if you ever hear this, let us know.
Are you the cursed item?
And maybe Anthony's also cursed.
Maybe. But it was all the people around Kathy that, if that actually happened...
Yeah.
I didn't get much into what Anthony had to say because he didn't really do a good job of anything documenting things, in my opinion, and I didn't spend time watching all of his YouTube videos because I watched the one and I was like, this is such complete shit. But he wrote a book, so I think he kept things pretty vague so that people would go buy his book.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I can tell, Anthony still has Harold. He's probably in a suitcase, decomposing. Not Anthony, but Harold.
Anthony's in a suitcase,
It's decomposing.
decomposing.
But his YouTube channel hasn't been active in like 8 years. I think Harold just didn't pop off, and so he just kind of gave up trying to hoax the world that he had the next Annabelle.
Or maybe he is in a suitcase.
Decomposing because of Harold.
Harold was like, I've had enough.
Hey, Anthony, if you hear this,
Let us
Are you
know.
in a
Let us
suitcase?
know.
are you okay?
Yes.
Does Harold have you hostage right now?
If so, We might be able to help.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the saga of Harold the Haunted Doll.
Ooh. That was a wild ride.
That was a wild ride.
Sorry, that was long.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go next.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Do it.
Alright, y'alls. Oops.
Save the turtles.
Save the turtles. Where's Tilly? Just kidding.
What the hell?
It's like Visco Girl.
Girl.
I know what those are, but I refused to watch it on TikTok.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or wherever they were. Were they on TikTok or were they
Probably.
I think they were on, like, Musically.
Yeah, when it
Before it became
TikTok.
TikTok.
It's like the one kid that I knew that wanted to be a Visco girl, she watched them on TikTok.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the hell's TikTok?
What is this clock at?
Lock up. Yes.
Old.
Alright, y'alls. So, in 1918, a young man purchased a doll that would later on claim the name of Okiku
Oh.
as her own for his 2-year-old sister.
Oh no.
Yeah. Japan during this era was still stuck in the ways of feudalism, while the world around her was embracing the progress of technology and science. Japan was holding tight to her beliefs and to her rich mythology and fables. This was a land, and still is by all accounts, where demons, ghosts, vampires, and other creatures roam free. Japan's like haunted as hell.
Japanese
And their
ghost
culture-
stories are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're so fun. There are like so many haunted and like cursed supernatural animes and all that fun stuff. Anyway, I'm a nerd. As you knew, obviously.
In case you didn't
In case you didn't know. Yeah, okay. And all other supernatural creatures roam free. A land where goblins and evil spirits were constantly harassing normal folks. And on April 3rd, you drove evil spirits away by going to shrines and throwing rituals and folklore practices. Satsuban events, lake monsters gobbled kids up, woods like the Okigahara, northwest of Mount Fuji, drove people insane, and foxes were sacred and devotee animals. Japanese culture was and still is fraught with legends and supernatural creatures and dolls. Some of them more powerful instruments of magic. You didn't mess with the dolls. Okay. The doll was bought in Sapporo by a 17-year-old Ikichi Suzuki in 1918 for his 2-year-old sister Okiku. He was touring the region for a maritime exhibition, and the doll instantly drew his eyes. The perfect little thing sat on a shop window, enticing him.
The perfect little thing.
Yeah.
It's a cute doll.
It was a
It
cute doll.
was like just placed perfectly, like it had that pull, and yeah, it was just like
It was meant
too,
to be.
like it was like too perfect.
Okay.
Suzuki didn't think twice. He went in and instantly purchased the figurine for his sister. At about 40 centimeters tall and dressed in a traditional kimono, the doll was exquisite. So it's like a good, like, how many is 40 centimeters?
It's like.
Yeah, it's like...
I don't know how tall.
Did you hear that?
The truck?
No, it sounded like the door was opening.
Oh. It does look
Or maybe
like
it was the
opened
truck.
a little bit more. But maybe it was the truck.
Oh, I think it did pop open, actually.
Okay.
It's just the demons. It's fine.
the voices!
The voices. Yeah. The doll was exquisite. Its hair was raven black and cut to roughly shoulder length, in a traditional Okappa hairstyle.
Okay.
Yeah. She's spooky looking.
No, she's cute.
Yes.
We'll put
Yeah.
a picture in. Unless you can see Shandy's
If you can see, it's got
Now
a
you're
light.
possessed.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
kidding. I'm
Stop
just
it.
kidding.
Don't make people
I'm sorry.
feel afraid like
I'm
that.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it's fine.
Craig's like, oh, by the way, legend says if you look into her eyes.
Yeah.
I thought that was only Peggy.
You aren't allowed to take photos.
You aren't?
Uh-uh.
Oh.
In the museum. Or, like, shrine where she's held. But, yeah. Anyways, she had a okapa hairstyle. Her eyes were piercing coals that seemed to swallow everything up in their gaze. The thing was mesmerizing and enchanting. The way that, like, I got that, and they were like, the thing. Okay.
The thing.
Yeah. Suzuki went back home and gave the doll to his little sister. The tie doll immediately transferred into Okiku's favorite toy, obviously. And more importantly, her best friend.
Aww.
Okiku played every day with the doll, took it everywhere, and treated the figure like a little sister. She would walk, talk, and prattle with the thing, feed it, sleep with it. She decided to call the doll Okiku, a mere duplicate of herself. The doll never left Okiku's sight. Then a year later, tragedy struck, and Okiku died, of, like, I got, like, a few different, like, things where it was, like, of, like, a super severe cold or, like, a yellow fever or, like, just, like, plague-like
Kids dropped
events.
like flies in the early 1900s.
Yeah,
So she got sick and she died.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Okiku died gasping for air in pain and afraid.
Sad.
The doll held firmly only 3 years old. The family wanted to bury the doll along with Okiku, but circumstances and government oversight prevented this last act of kindness to their part. The doll was never laid, like, to rest with Okiku. Okiku the doll is now at a shrine and was alternatively locked in the family's altar, a common practice in certain Japanese households to commemorate the dead. The small shrine celebrated the daughter and marked her passing into the afterlife. So that's why the doll was held there.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. One day, the family started to notice that the traditional haircut at that shoulder length with neat ends had a mangled mess of split ends reaching down past her waist. It was scruffy, different colors, and felt different. At night, so the hair is growing from this doll. At night, they started to dream and would appear by their, by the shrine. The chilling events intensified and grew into full-blown acts of spiritual infestation, lights flickering on and off, banging in the house, noises and strange voices. The closer the year got to certain key dates, Okiko's birthday and the day of her death, over time they were certain, and town shamans / spiritual leaders concurred that their daughter's soul was in fact trapped within the doll. In 1938, the family relocated to a different district. They had by now become accustomed to Okiku and had even grown fond of their daughter's restless spirit. As you
Like
do.
you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To
Like
them,
I was just saying earlier, like you just get
yes.
used to it.
Yeah.
And especially if they're like, oh, it's like Okiku's spirit, like it's our daughter. It was a magical and unique opportunity to interact with the dead. Not designed to take Okiku with them, fearing that what fueled her magic was the proximity of their daughter's grave, the family approached the local temple and asked them to take care of the doll. The temple by now had heard countless stories of the amazing doll and the haunted doll whose hair grew every year. They were fascinated, skipping like schoolgirls with the prospect. The priests gleefully accepted the charge and started taking care of Okiku. Every time they've managed to confirm the veracity of some of the claims, particularly that the hair does indeed grow, the priests have sent out cut samples of the hair for scientific analysis. The examinations of Okiku proved that the hair was that of a human child.
Interesting.
To be fair, they used to
Yes.
use human hair back then, and I don't think they can
Like,
tell if it's,
say that if
it's a
is,
child or not. You
yeah.
can say if it was human, but you can't say, like, how old the human was.
Right.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Depending on,
I have no idea.
like, if they had a root and they had DNA, and the
Maybe.
DNA matched with someone, then you would know how old they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regularly, the hair gets trimmed and the doll stays happy and content. As the years passed on, the doll's fame grew and her powers further developed. She's bolder now, invading the dreams of the priests and those who came to visit her.
Ooh.
She's stronger, her hair growing faster and wilder, and she's even spookier. The latest event, driving tourists mad, and the frightening claim that the mouth of Okiku is slowly opening, and that if you dare to peer inside, you may be able to glimpse something like baby teeth sprouting like weeds from porcelain
Like
gums.
weeds?
Yeah.
Why are her teeth sprouting like weeds?
Because she's haunted, and she opens and closes her mouth to show you her weed teeth. Speaking of weed, it's 420.
Oh, it is!
Just side note. Yeah.
I like Okiku.
Yeah, she's
I
fun.
think she's cute.
I'd like to see her one day.
Do you
That'd be
think...
cool.
So, I know they said it was human hair, but apparently at Disneyland and Disney World, because of the humidity, the doll's hair grows on the Small World ride, and they have to, like, trim it. But it's not because it's actually growing, it's because the humidity, like, slowly...
Unravels the
Unraveling.
chemical bonds so the hair stretches.
I've also saw, while doing research, that because the wall has, like, a wooden, like, scalp, they would actually, like, put, like, human hair, children's or whatever it may be, and they would, like, kind of fold the hair and, like, stick it in the scalp.
Yeah.
And it would grow, but, like, in Okiku's case, it's been trimmed and growing for
Decades.
even to today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, at some point, either
That
the
hair
glue-
would run
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, and the glue holding the hair into the wooden skull, if it was just because the glue was loosening,
Yeah.
eventually it would all fall out.
Right, yeah.
Right? So that's odd.
Yeah.
How old?
But the fact that it's still, like, continuing to grow and, like, being trimmed and
For
upkept
decades now.
For decades
and
now.
she's not bald.
And people still claim to see her mouth, like, moving as if she's
With her
talking. With her
sprouting teeth.
sprouting gum teeth.
Porcelain gum sprouting.
Porcelain gum
wheat
sprouting
teeth.
wheat teeth. Yep. Yeah. But other stories, like, differed, like, so slightly. Like, it was the dad who bought the doll and not the daughter.
Not
and
the brother, you
Yeah. Not the brother. And Okiku toddled into the store.
2-year-old Okiku in a different province from where she lived went in and bought this doll.
Yep, exactly.
No, that's not what happened.
No. And in other cases, there were times where, like, the doll had murked and murdered people and, like, walked its
shit.
way into a store. And then that's when the brother and or dad bought her.
After it murdered
After
people.
it murdered people's. But that was, like, one account that I saw, and the rest were lining up with the OG story.
So I think that account
that
is
was
just
probably
someone's
just baloney.
fun fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, it'd be fun.
If she was a murder doll.
Bum, bum, bum.
Don't you get any ideas, Samantha?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Samantha.
Samantha.
But yeah, that's so
Aw, I love it.
Murder is bad.
Yeah,
we don't
Samantha.
murder.
All right. You ready?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know
I
who
just
you're
wanted to make
talking
sure you were
about.
done, Craig.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay. As children, Carrie Walton and his brother had heard whispers and rumors about an abandoned house where an old man used to live. The house was a haunted mansion type, which sparked the boys' curiosity.
As
Love
it
that.
should.
Yeah. The boys, spooked and anxiety-riddled, made their way into the basement of the house and made a horrific discovery under the floorboards of the aged building.
Ew.
At first sight, the boys thought they beheld the corpse of a child.
Oh, that's
yikes,
horrible.
that is
But
rough.
Oh, no.
upon closer look, they found instead that it was a peculiar old doll with a sneer and big brown eyes. When Carrie discovered the doll buried under the home, he felt obliged to rescue it.
Of course he did.
As you do. As one would do, yes.
After making jokes about the fact that the doll looked to be moving inside the bag that he hauled it home in,
No.
I hate it
I
already.
love it.
this doll was Letta.
Oh, yes.
Short for Letta-Me-Out.
Oh.
I love it.
which she was given the name because, as he said, it appeared to Carrie as if it was struggling to escape from the bag they initially placed it in. This initial perception, along with the subsequent strange events, led to the doll being associated with a sense of unease and a perceived struggle for freedom. Hence the name. Letta is a doll that was believed to be created in the mid to late 18th century. Letta is handcrafted of wood. She sports large brown eyes, glass eyes, an unsettling smile, and a head of brown human hair. Letta wears a dark green suit and black shoes, though the suit is not original to Letta. Carrie and his family put it on her. After bringing Letta home, the doll seemed to move about on its own. Every morning, weird scuff marks were discovered that seemed to have been left behind by the doll's wooden shoes. Mm-hmm. These markings were located all around the home, meaning that this doll went wherever it wanted. Yeah.
She was just rocking and rolling.
Ooh.
There were also those that had an aversion to the doll's, just presence in the room. It caused feelings of sickness, fainting, or even being overpowered with emotion. Because Letta tends to instill a sense of unease in those who lay eyes on her, Carrie Walton, who cares for the doll, states that not many people like Letta.
Aw, poor Letta.
Dogs and other animals have strong reactions to her as well, and will bark or even attack on sight.
Oh my gosh.
Attack Letta or attack people?
Letta.
Oh.
Letta.
Ooh,
They're
I
like,
that.
fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bite you, you
Yeah.
dumb wooden bitch.
Listen to your pets.
Trust your
Your
pet.
pets
Yes.
know everything.
Those who have experienced strange things around Letta state that the doll's facial expression changes, the doll's eye color changes, the doll moves or wriggles on her own.
I don't like wriggling.
She's like a worm.
No.
And items around the doll move. For example, photographs falling off of the walls. The doll also seemingly can control the weather.
Oh my god.
And rain will begin to pour anytime the doll is in a moving vehicle. Carrie...
Just like that movie.
It's all about the vibes.
Yeah. Hoa, 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 hoa.
They let Letta watch Twilight one time!
Yeah.
And this is what they get.
The monologue of the first scene of Bella in the car is playing
no.
in Letta's head.
No.
I've never given much thought to how I would die.
Letta's like, can I even die?
Oh no. Oh.
Carrie Walton has had Letta in their possession since the 1970s.
Ooh.
And it wasn't until 1994, when Carrie took Letta to the Australian Museum in Sydney, that he discovered just how old the doll was.
Oh.
Letta, thanks to the nails in her shoes, was found to be at least 200 years old.
Ooh.
Wow.
Despite being offered a decent sum of money to sell Letta, Carrie wouldn't part with her, and the family still owns the doll to this day. So, part of the reason he didn't want to sell her is because his daughter, Haley, I think it was, really...
Loved Letta.
Gleaned to Letta, where his wife, Evelyn, did not. But, Letta has her own Facebook page. And merch.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think I need some Letta merch. Let's be Facebook friends, Letta.
She's considered to be Australia's most haunted doll.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Letta?
I love her.
She's very fun.
She looks scary,
I know.
but
So she looks like she might have been a puppet. Or not, yeah, is that what,
like
puppet?
like a marionette.
Yeah, a
or
marionette,
something. Maybe
yes.
not a marionette, but it doesn't look like a traditional doll that you would give a child. It definitely looks like maybe, it might have been
For like a stage production of
yes,
some sort? Or
yeah.
like
She had some other purpose. She was not a doll you would play with, or it was used in some sort of folk magic as a puppet of sorts.
Ooh.
As I get that vibe from her, because she's hand carved
from wood.
and it looks like her features are exaggerated, but it definitely looks like an older woman who could have been a living person.
Yes.
So that's where I'm like, this gives puppet magic vibes, but also stage production vibes. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. We do not know.
We do not know. And I haven't had the chance to ask her myself.
Yeah.
I don't love that she would wriggle and just like move around.
I think it's silly.
I think it's spookier because she's like a blocky wooden doll.
And she's
Yeah.
To be
big.
able
She's
to
big.
wriggle is spooky.
Like, if she's sitting in a chair, she takes up a good chunk of that chair.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not a
She's
small doll.
Like, if she were clomping around with her wooden
Oh, fuck no.
shoes,
you would probably
you would hear
it unless she was
Levitating.
floating.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's Let It. But then I also... Okay. These are kind of thick. I'm going to pick one, I think. So this story is by I don't even know what
Successy.
on Reddit. New doll came home, weird noises started, and things moved by themselves. That's what this is titled.
Love it for you.
My niece got a little doll as a gift last year. It was from a family member who has a not so good reputation with us. That person has tried to use local witchcraft stuff towards my family in the past.
That's
And
not nice.
not that I believe much about it, but it's still family, so my sister accepted it and we took the doll home.
Some puppet magic going on here. They're like, yeah, fuck you guys. Here's this doll, sweetheart.
Yeah. Everything was fine before that thing came in the house. My bedroom is located next to the living room, while the others are a little bit far away, crossing the living room and the hallway. I only come home for holidays. I had been there for a week and everything was normal. I get to hear a lot of noise coming from the upper floor. We have a dog there, and from the neighbors because my mom is directly above their backyard. The night we brought the doll, everything was quiet because it was the day after New Year's. Everybody was sleeping after the celebrations, and I was on my laptop talking to some friends. Suddenly, I hear footsteps right outside my bedroom. It didn't bother me because it could have been my sister's husband. They were heavy footsteps, like boots or men's shoes. It sounded like they were crossing the hallway, then the living room, and finish in the kitchen. Immediately, I heard the water in the kitchen sink running, and the sound of dishes being washed. It was odd, because it was 1:15 a.m.
Just doing some dishes early in the morning, you know?
Yeah.
But it could have been someone washing baby bottles. They rationalized.
Gaslight, gaslight, gaslight.
Yes.
I kept on listening. After 5 minutes, I heard my niece's playground being dragged from the hallway. I imagine it's like one of those little,
Those
like...
busy,
yeah.
like they lay under and it's like a mobile busy thing.
Yeah, like a playset type
Yeah.
thing. I heard my niece's playground being dragged from the hallway where it was kept to the living room. It does a very distinctive noise, and I'm 100% sure that was what I heard. So, like, it probably, like, makes a little, like, jingle sound, like all baby toys do. The noise kept going for a good 10 minutes or so.
That doll really wanted to play with that. I mean, there's just a baby
There's
awake
just a
playing with
baby.
the toys.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I messaged my sister to find out if everything was fine, but got no response. After that, I kept hearing these footsteps. My dog was very nervous and barked at me when I tried to open the door to check out what was happening, so I stayed in my room.
Yep.
Same.
I love it.
Listen to your pets. I checked the time. It was 1:43, and the sounds were still going until they suddenly stopped. I went to sleep, trying not to think about it. The next morning, my sister calls me on the phone and tells me to get out of my room. I did. I went to the hallway, and my mom, sister, and her husband were there. My sister asked me if I had put my niece's stroller in front of her bedroom door and if I had moved the playground station. I said no and told them all about the noises. I thought they weren't going to believe me, but it turns out that when my sister came out of her bedroom in the morning, she found the stroller moved and she put it in the right place and went to get the baby bottles and go back to the room. After that, her husband got out to drink some water and found the stroller again in front of the door. He moved it and went on his way. Asked my sister why she had put the stroller in front of the bedroom door. They noticed there was something very weird about the situation. Saw my text from last night and decided to call me. We started to freak out a bit, and I randomly grabbed the doll that was on the stroller. I noticed a strong smell emanating from it, like dry saliva.
Ew.
It was nauseating. It wasn't there the night before, and nobody had touched the thing. It was still in the gift bag. My sister's husband got scared about the fact and decided to throw away the doll. That night, everything was calmed again. It was a weird experience.
We just threw it away. Problem solved.
Wash their hands of that.
That was good.
Wild.
That was a good one. What do you guys think about that? What do you think was going on?
It was definitely haunted. Obviously.
Or the family friend wasn't really so much of a friend. It was doing some sort of puppet magic maybe against them.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
true.
Or it was something passing through, because that happens all the time too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, and they didn't keep the doll long enough to really...
To know, like, if it was a one-off or if things would have kept happening.
Yeah, they didn't really do their due diligence.
Thank
you. Thank you. And investigating. So, I don't think we can definitively say, but there was something going on.
There was something going on. I'm actually going to just read this last one.
Oh, yeah.
So this is by Gina Fowler, from yourghoststories.com. Realizing as a teen that the house I grew up in was haunted. This is my earliest memory of an occurrence that, as a child, I didn't understand. I was born in 1977. 4 minutes later, my identical twin sister was born, is what I'm guessing they meant to say. But they said 4 minutes later, then my identical twin sister.
Oh, so the twin sister came first, and then she came 4 minutes after.
No, she was born first, then 4 minutes later, my identical twin sister.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Growing up, we did everything together.
They're twins. Check
Yes. When we were around 5 years old, Santa Claus left us each a doll under the Christmas tree.
That was nice of Santa.
That was so nice of Santa. My sisters wore a red satin dress, and mine wore blue satin. When you tilted them back, they cried, and their eyes would close. Tilt them forward, and the eyes would open. One Saturday, we were playing on Mama and Daddy's double bed. Mama always made the bed every single morning. You could bounce a quarter off of it. The comforter was tucked neatly under the pillows, and the end was tucked tight between the mattress and footboard. To a couple of 5-year-olds, the bed felt like a king size. We had plenty of room to color, draw, play with our dolls, etc. Mama was hanging out clothes that day, leaving us inside to play. We kept each other company and basically out of trouble. I love this.
Basically.
A couple of sheets of paper, a worn-out box of crayons, and my sister's doll made the day spectacular playing on the king-size bed.
Which was really a double bed.
Yes. We were playing on top of the covers, and other than a few wrinkles from us crawling around on top, the bed was still pristine. We both had to use the bathroom. We always went together.
Well, because bathrooms are haunted.
Yes.
So checks out.
So we walked out of the bedroom, down the hall. We left behind the paper, the crayons, and the doll. We weren't gone 2 or 3 minutes at the most. We entered the bedroom at the same time, and my sister turned to me and asked this simple question. What did you do with my doll? I told her I hadn't done anything with her. We both looked on the bed. She wasn't there. We looked on the floor. She wasn't there. We climbed back on the bed that looked no different than when we had left it, except the doll being gone. While moving around, I found a lump at the foot of the bed.
Nope.
I slowly got off the bed. I lifted the comforter. Couldn't see the doll. Lifted the top sheet. Couldn't see the doll. Pulled the fitted sheet from the mattress. Reached underneath and pulled out the doll. She was under the fitted
Fucking
sheet.
shit. And you know that shit.
Yeah. I had to practically unmake the bed to get her out. We ran to the back door only to find Mama halfway down the clothesline, still hanging out clothes. As children, we accused each other of hiding the doll. I knew I didn't do it. She knew she didn't do it.
They were in the bathroom together.
Yes.
When would they have time to unmake the bed, shove the doll there, make the bed?
Exactly. But in our minds, we were the only ones that could have. It wasn't until we were half grown that we looked back at this encounter and realized that neither of us had hit the doll. This would be the start of strange occurrences for the next 15 years we lived in that house.
Oh, damn.
Ooh, I love it.
The end.
That's wild.
So with that one, I don't know that the doll was necessarily haunted, but something was using that to play a trick on them.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, something was there.
Yeah.
That was a good story.
That was a
really
good
fun.
story. And you can send us your stories
Please send us your stories.
to seancewithmysiblings@gmail.com. And we will read them on the podcast if you so desire.
Yeah.
You can even send us things you don't want us to read. We
Yeah.
just want to hear your stories.
Yeah. Or if you just want our thoughts, we'll send you back an email if you don't want us to read it. We have other social medias too.
We do. Instagram @seancewithmysiblings.
TikTok, Seance with My Siblings.
We have Tumblr and Bluesky, Seance with My Siblings. We also have a Facebook that we sometimes use, but we would
That
like
we're
to use
trying
more.
harder to remember.
Yes. Give us your ghost shit posts, honestly. Anything
Yeah.
that you want.
Go over there, post a couple memes.
Right?
Yeah.
You can watch us on YouTube. We're a video podcast now.
Yeah. You can see our beautiful faces.
And you can see Samantha. Come to
Yeah.
visit today.
Hi, Samantha.
You can see
Samantha.
Samantha on some of our older TikToks.
Yeah.
She hasn't felt up to making any TikToks recently.
But if you want some Samantha lore, just scroll through our TikToks.
Yeah.
Watch all of them.
And like them and repost them.
And share them with your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell everyone about, welcome everyone to join the seance.
Yes.
Yes.
If you send us a ghost story, I'll send you a surprise in the mail.
Just gotta let us know
Where to
where
send it
Shandy
to.
should send that to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
thank you for joining the seance.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening. And it's been awesome to see more people listening and having
Yeah.
regular people listen every week. It's
Oh,
been
yeah.
Yes.
so cool. So thank you.
We got
And
a
from
listener.
all over.
Yeah, from France and Poland and Germany and the UK. We've got some international folks, which
And
is
we've
super
got
exciting.
People listening from almost every state now. There's only a handful of states.
Yeah.
And lots of
California's
Utahs.
popping off. Utah's popping off. New York is popping off. Hi, New York.
Hi, New York, Texas.
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 Couple in Texas. Couple in Wisconsin.
North Carolina's popping off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
y'all.
Thank you
Welcome
for joining
to
to
the
this
seance.
seance.
Yeah.
I just
Joining to the seance. Yeah.
I just started saying what you were saying. Let's be honest.
LOL.
Anyway, thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
We'll just see you next time. Everybody
Wave at
wave
the
at the
Wave at the
microphone.
microphone.
Bye.
Bye. Oh no.